And away we go. It's just me at the moment. Not sure if Eric's gonna join. Although Risk has said he's planning on joining because, as of this recording, a moment in history has been made, and everyone, and I mean everyone, around the world is talking about it. However, by the time Risk joins, we will talk about that. However, until then, let's jump right into some other news that not many people are talking about because, well, the big story in question is all that everyone is talking about. Latest Russian attack on residential building kills one in Odessa. Wow, that is really unfortunate. On June 20th, 2025, Russian forces launched a drone strike in Odessa, killing one person and injuring at least 14 others, including three firefighters. The attacks occurred amid ongoing conflict following Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022, with drones barrages targeting multiple cities, including Kharkiv and Odessa. The drone strike damaged high-rise apartment buildings, railway infrastructure, a gas pipeline, private cars, and caused fires, requiring the evacuation of 600 residents from a 23. Ukraine's military reported that Russian forces deployed 86 drones nationwide overnight, with air defenses successfully intercepting 70. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister and international partners unveiled new sanctions and initiatives aimed at increasing pressure on Vladimir Putin. The attack highlights ongoing escalation, with Zelensky calling it deliberate terror, warranting a strong response, while peace talks and prisoner swaps continue amid stalled ceasefire progress. I was hoping that no one was to be killed or be unalive from any attacks, although most cases it's impossible. But one can hope that despite the conflict and the violence, which has gone on for far too long, no one should lose their lives because of circumstances which are outside of their control. And also regarding pressures on Vladimir Putin with new sanctions and initiatives, I mean, I have no problem with them going ahead with it. I think at this point, after years of sanctions after sanctions, I think sanctions in general have lost its purpose and substance in terms of the impact that they intend to do onto the Russian economy. I think Russia has been sanctioned enough as already is. I'm not telling them to stop. I think Russia's already gotten used to the sanctions already. Like, next person that says sanction, it's just another Tuesday for them. And also, and this is a story I covered with Eric many months ago. I don't know why I'm keep bringing that up. Uh, Crypto has been introduced into Russia. So even though the sanctions does include SWIFT not allowing transactions or payments made within Russia, the Russian economy, for whatever reason, is still going. And with allowing crypto as a way to buy stuff and transfer money abroad, I mean by abroad, I mean Russians to people around the world and vice versa. I mean, it's the Russian economy is still struggling just a bit, but it's a big country, so they'll do all right. But as for Ukraine, I hope no more people are unalived going forward. I've said this many times. The conflict has to stop. It is an outrage. I think a lot of people are sick and tired of hearing this, but of course, it's not going to stop until a solution is to be found. And this is taking a lot longer than it should be. So darn unfortunate. Study confirms controversial 23,000-year-old human footprints challenging past views on peopling of the Americas. Researchers evacu excavate Researchers excavated 61 ancient human footprints at White Sands National Park, New Mexico, dated them between 21,000 and 23,000 years ago. This finding challenges the earlier view that Clovis people, dating from about 13,000 to 16,000 years ago, were North America's first inhabitants. Scientists used radiocarbon dating of pollen, seeds, and recently ancient mud layers to indicate. Hello, Risk.
Hello.
I'm just reading this report about footprints from 23,000 years ago, like the early North American inhabitants. So scientists used radiocarbon dating of pollen, seeds, and recently ancient mud layers to independently confirm the footprints' age with 53 consistent dates.
Yes.
So, whilst you're here, the elephant in the room. You know what I mean?
He bombed Iran.
Yes, that's the one.
Now shit's about to really kick off in Europe, ain't it?
Oh yes, it sure will be.
The Muslim sleeper cells are about to be activated.
Oh yes.
Yes. So in case any of you, this is a warning to all the people that are in the Europe and all the Europe and the Western world. For the last 5 to 20 years, they've been importing Muslim sleeper cells into our countries. These people effectively could potentially be massive armies, more bigger armies than, quite frankly, what you would get in than the actual military size of the military in most of European nations. And Trump has just struck at the iron. There are some of these people might have integrated into the everyday society, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot that haven't. So when does it happen?
When does what happen?
Well, the first massive killing of the Muslim sleeper cells in this country. Very soon.
It's
Tomorrow.
soon, but oh no, not tomorrow, but sooner than we think.
How many people be murdered because of it?
Well, the thing is, not many people are talking about this for arguably clear reasons. So it is hard to say what the figures for that would be.
We know they're fucking massive populations. Their entire cities full of them. So you're telling me that cities like Bradford, right? You're telling me that some of these cities might rebel and might be used as a way to stage of an army, a revolution or an army. Does Trump know that this is what would happen? This is all pre-planned. We all know this, but
Yeah, but they're
I
not
presume that he
saying,
knew it. No.
but they're not going to mention that because if people knew about this sooner, then what what goes from there? Is the script done? Is it over for the theatrics?
They're just going fit onto the show. What they really want. Will it be
They
Muslims
just
that
go with
will
the
actually
flow.
side with us? Or are they all going to betray?
Who would side with us? That
Poles,
is the
maybe?
question.
Poles?
Maybe.
Lithuanians, maybe?
Yeah, possibly.
The Indians?
I know there's a difference,
Oh, I
but
mean the ones that are actually from India, not Pakistan. The Jews, would they side with us?
what do you think, Risk? There you go.
Will the Americans side with us?
Maybe. I think it depends on the populace. There'll be few that do, and others that may possibly go with the side of, how do I put it? Yeah, that too, but there's another word.
The Caliphate. The Jihad.
Yeah.
Will this lead to an all-out war?
No. Although the people are saying, "Oh no, there's going to be a breakout. There's going to be fighting and stuff." All it is just I'm not just going to say fear mongering because it's not. It's not. It goes. It's not just. I think it's more deeper than just trying to get people's attention, get
Will
people
Russia
frustrated.
actually side with Iran? Or will it stay out of this?
You'd be surprised with how many people are signing with Iran.
Christ. Would Saudi Arabia side with Iran?
No, absolutely not. Saudi Arabia and Iran.
How many Middle Eastern countries would side with Iran?
Middle Eastern countries with Iran.
Would Indonesia side with Iran?
This may sound crazy, what I'm about to say. I think the closest nation that would come close to siding with Iran would be Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan is not a big power though, it's very weak. Azerbaijan, in my view,
Yeah.
is still a satellite state of the USSR.
Yeah.
And they're not going to fucking do anything that their daddy government, Russia's, will tell them not to. So what countries are still satellite states of Russia?
So besides Azerbaijan, there's
Kazakhstan,
Armenia,
Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, China, maybe not China, possibly China, North Korea,
Georgia,
Belarus,
the country.
Slovakia, supposedly, Latvia, Lithuania, Finland. What else is new?
Let's see.
So how does this end? Will this drag the UK into it? Or
Many reports are saying that the UK are geared towards siding with, or at least geared towards getting involved, but there is no way that the United Kingdom's military would even send even the smallest amount of troops into the battlefield. That would not be popular, especially what happened last time. There was a violent conflict in the Middle East. You know, the war on terror.
we have strategic assets, right? Like where we could bomb countries, right? I think that's the most that we would do. Would be help America bomb strategic locations. I don't think we'd be going in with troops. I think we'd bomb them to living hell. You got Russia and China preaching war crimes in UN, right? Like they give a fuck about war crimes in UN. Russia's fucking chance. What the crimes that they've done in Ukraine. Or the amount of fucking war crimes they broke when they fucking invaded Tibet and all these other nations. Or what the war crimes that you've been doing against fucking Taiwan for the last 100 years. Who knows? So what else is there?
UK informed ahead of US strikes on Iran. No request for help, minister says.
UK wasn't informed.
It's not informed, it's just,
Supposed to be the UK knew
yeah, they
this
certainly
was
did.
going on. They just didn't. They just weren't involved. There's some saying that Starmer didn't know that the strikes were going on. They knew that they were going on. They just weren't that involved because, quite frankly, I don't think Israel or America trust Starmer, the Starmer government. The question is the Israeli government and the American government, are they pro Davos or against Davos?
Mostly likely pro Davos.
Interesting.
Bride killed and 3 wounded in shooting at French wedding. A group of armed. Okay, my mic's still working. It's very unfortunate. Why? And risk as having connection issues. Oh, he's back.
God knows what happened. They kicked me out.
I have no idea what happened either.
No,
That just comes to show.
probably. What else is there?
A bride and 3 others were wounded in a shooting at a French wedding. Roughly. Very
Who
sad.
was the person? Who was the shooter?
I'm going to look at the article right now. According to French media, the incident took place last night at the end of a wedding party in the village of Gold in the southeast of the country. The newlywed married couple wanted to leave with their 13-year-old son and a 4th person in a car. One of the attackers was also killed, having been run over by a wedding car as it reversed in an attempt to escape. The police are investigating whether it is a settlement in the criminal circuit and have put 100 people on the case. The groom is said to be known to the police because of drug offences. The perpetrators have not yet been found. So they're still looking for the people that were responsible for the French wedding shooting.
Interesting. So what is there?
Let's just say doomsday scenario. Bitcoin suddenly drops under $100,000. Crypto price crash fears hits Ethereum and XRP.
Interesting.
Bitcoin has plummeted sharply amid fears United States involvement in the Israel-Iran conflict could escalate into a wider regional war.
Even if it does, we'll still win.
Only those who are ahead of it and know exactly what goes on are the ones that will benefit financially.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? But it'll be interesting. There'll be a lot of money to be made during this war.
Yeah.
This will push for America. Will this push Europe to freaking distance itself from America now?
Yes.
Does this mean what will happen with the UK? Will this push for them to? What will happen there? Will this push for them to stay with America, or will this push What will happen?
So, given whatever conflict's going on, I think a lot of nations are going to backpedal, take a step back, observe the situation, and once more details are revealed, countries, whoever believes would most likely have some kind of advantage, would make their move, and
Will this war lead to America being dethroned as the number one de facto king, superpower,
the superpower of what?
the world?
That happened. That was a long time ago.
America's still a superpower, Jamie,
Militarily, yes.
and economically, still to this day.
Yes.
Does this war, if this war goes through, does this mean that they lose that title?
No, they'll keep on to whatever titles they have. But over time, there will be a new king that will rise up.
Will it be Kanzuk?
Not yet, but
Will it be the
certainly not
EU?
this decade though.
Do you really want to hand that? So it won't be this decade, because I don't exactly want to hand superpower status, quite frankly, to the Chinese or the India.
It depends what game they're playing.
Who knows?
Who knows?
What else is there?
NASA spacecraft around the moon photographs the crash site of a Japanese company's lunar lander.
So is Musk against it no longer conservative?
I wouldn't know. It's been a while since I've heard the Musk man or Elon.
He's getting out of politics, and won't be surprised if he becomes. You vote. As the way things stand, is it how likely is it that Republicans get re-elected? Like,
That is a good question. Now,
I'm pushing
previous.
this.
Now that's the point that's what I'm thinking. Because although if this was a question that was asked earlier, I would say that Republicans have a decent chance of being re-elected. Most of its candidates in the House, the Senate,
Would they be willing to elect a fucking useless tosser if Kamala in the Democrats?
they can try, but I don't think that would be much of a difference. It's same old, same old.
It looks like the Democrats are going to lose the Senate permanently, and they're never going to get it back for a long, long time.
The Democrats would come back, but at this moment in time, they could potentially lose out.
Should we be worried if the Democrats get back in power?
I would be cautious, but worried is not something to be. It's not something I would say. We shouldn't be too worried, but we should stay cautious about what happens next. If a moment like that does
Will
happen.
Trump give up power when his time ends? The
Not at the
Democrats
moment.
keep saying, "Oh, he won't give up power. He'll be a dictator for life." He'll give up power.
At least until his current term is up.
Well, his current term, what you tell me he's going to run again?
No, man, the current 4 years he has. I'm
Yes.
not, and of course, then again, there's repealing the 22nd
Do you
Amendment
believe that he will? Do you believe that he will give up power
right now.
when when the election ends, when his term ends? Do you believe he will give up power?
He wouldn't give up power. He's just like, he would say that his time in office has come to an end, and now it's someone else's turn to take over the United States.
Do you believe the theories of the Democrats that believe that he is a dictator and he will never give up power? I don't believe that. I think he would give up power.
Even if Donald Trump was to give up power, where would that power be handed down to?
Well, who's to say it wouldn't just be he wouldn't be? Who's to say he wouldn't just keep power in the backhands and become a puppet and play things behind the scenes? Is America on the verge of civil war?
It's already on a civil war culturally.
Do you think civil war could happen in America? And if it did, would the UK and Canada get involved?
Probably not, because again, it's a civil war within the United States. What would UK or Canada gain from that?
Membership, state membership. What if the South? Let's say the new states. Right? Let's say the Republican states, right? Let's say they frickin' try and they aim to take Canada. Would Britain get involved then? If there were, let's say there was a new southern states. What states would those be?
The southern states.
The new southern states.
The southern states.
The new Civil War states.
Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama.
I don't think Alabama would be part of it.
How
I think
so?
California. I think it'll be opposite. I think it'll be California, New York, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Maine, and I think Ontario. I think Ontario. I think Ontario, Vancouver, and Montreal. I think those states. I think the liberal Canadian states and the liberal northern states. I think they'll join forces. What do you think the chances are that America just splits in two? The Western Canadian states join the Republic, the conservative American states. The Western and the Eastern states. So basically, the Eastern Canadian states and the Eastern American states join one as one. Is it becoming more and more likely that the UK will join America as a state?
No.
Is it becoming less likely?
There isn't much change of an outcome in likelihood of the UK joining the US as another state.
I don't like those odds. What do you think the chances? What do you think the chances of us joining Europe and forming a new United States of Europe?
I think it comes down to what the UK and EU are wanting to negotiate. Because after Brexit, the UK are willing to do whatever it takes to rejoin or at least get back whatever privileges they had when they were once in the EU.
But the EU probably doesn't want to give us that. So I say, fuck them. Tell them to go fucking suck one and go do one. The EU wants to literally give it, take it, allow it. The EU wants us back, wants the UK market, but they want us to be a vassal, a patsy state like Netherlands. They don't want to give us the power and respect we deserve. They don't want us to give us a seat at the table like Germany and France. They want us to be a little tiny patsy state that has no power. And the people of Great Britain will never allow that. They'd rather tell them to go fuck themselves like everybody else. What else is there? Anything else?
Yes, I'm checking right now.
Belfast Islamic Centre attacked during prayers. Don't forget who the biggest cheerleaders for this war were. Mark Levin, Jew. Ben Shapiro, Jew. John Podesta, Jew. Chaya Rachik, Jew. Lara Loomer, Jew. Dave Rubin, Jew. Joel Pullick, Jew. Konstantin Kisin, Jew. Forget one? Bill Ackman, Jew. It's all Jews that want this war.
And sadly, war is profitable.
Yes, my shares in BA&E will fucking double. Especially, they want to close the Strait of Hormuz. Is this basically an act of global war? Iran just declared war and effectively declared war on the West, didn't they?
I wouldn't say so. If they're closing the Strait of Hormuz, they're just preventing shipping trade routes between most of the Gulf states.
But it's
That does,
basically just declared war in the Gulf.
yes, that does not concern the UK, US, or any Western nation whatsoever.
Do you think Saudi Arabia will get involved in trying to attack these people?
I
Iran.
think I think Saudi Arabia really wants to do something against Iran, but for
I think
now
they really want war.
they could, but they're not going to jump to conclusions just yet because they want to observe how this is going right now. They don't want to make the same mistakes as whatever global powers did previously to other Middle Eastern nations.
How long do you think it'll be until we get rid of O'Malley, the Iranian leader?
I think I would give possibly roughly 2 years. It's not exact, but close to 2 years. He will remain as supreme leader of Iran until maybe less than 2 years, but if not close to 2 years, until a new supreme leader is in place, or until there is some kind of governmental revolution in Iran. To the point, there's a completely new government structure that would potentially be in place, just like what happened with Syria at the end of 2024.
Yes. Wait. In 2003, anti-war activists broke into RAF Frankfurt to stop US bombers from heading to Iraq. Keir Starmer defended their action and said it was justified to prevent war crimes. He's a treasonous bastard and needs to go to jail. Libs want to claim that conservatives supporters, if they had a choice between protecting their dog and refugee, they would choose their dog. I don't think it's just conservatives. I think a lot of liberals would probably choose their dog over a fucking pussy over a refugee, and I don't think it's a bad thing to say that.
Who doesn't love animals?
Dogs gonna be more valuable than, quite frankly, the fucking refugee. Quite frankly, just mooch off us and do nothing apart from rob us. They're looking to frickin' impeach 230,473,622. That's how much money he's received from Israel. Trump, supposedly.
Well,
Will Trump get impeached?
there'll be at least maybe up to 2 attempts to impeach, but it's not going to go through like what happened in his first term. Impeaching Trump at this moment in time, or at least any point of his current term, is much more unlikely than his first term.
So you think that the impeachments will actually go somewhere?
No, not even close. I'm saying chances of Trump being impeached are near impossible.
Agreed. What else is there? Did you know there's a Muslim network in the Home Office?
I do not know that.
Well, there is.
But there we go.
Its goal is to basically integrate it in all facets of our government.
A tornado that swept through a rural town in North Dakota left at least 3 people dead. Tornado swept through rural Andelin, North Dakota late Friday, killing 3 people and damaging homes and infrastructure. Severe thunderstorms with tornado reports in Stutzman, Barnes, and Ransom counties led to widespread destruction and multiple power outages. Storm chasers found 2 bodies at an Enderlin residence and alerted authorities, while firefighters located a 3rd fatality nearby as deputies conducted welfare checks. People in this world just can't catch a break. France arrests 5 over cryptocurrency kidnapping. French authorities arrested 5 men in northern France on June 21st, 2025, on kidnapping charges involving a crypto entrepreneur's father. These arrests came after a series of violent incidents involving the seizure and attempted seizure of cryptocurrency entrepreneurs and their relatives in France and surrounding areas. Attackers kidnapped a 56-year-old man, subjected him to an assault, soaked him in petrol, and moved him nearly 700 kilometers away inside the trunk of a vehicle. Investigators said suspects aged 17 to 22, including 4 adults and 1 minor, demanded ransom for the son, a Dubai-based influencer, but the father was rescued later in South.
I love how this guy's posting this. Horihito. That can't be real. I'm not saying this guy didn't release. Never mind. So what else is there?
I'm checking now. Scottish government ending use of WhatsApp after COVID inquiry criticism.
They're just going to try and hide their accountability.
A lot of people know far too much about what happened that year. Many years ago, when we were all locked in our homes for at least 2 years.
So when do you think the terrorists that Biden let into the country are going to actually open up and react?
Like, open up about what their
I mean, start
intentions were.
shooting things up. Can I be honest, Jamie? What do you think? What would be easier, right? Deporting these people, or simply just fucking starting a conflict and just fucking shooting these people and getting rid of them? That would be the easier way, wouldn't it?
Unfortunately, if people really wanted to eliminate people so badly, their best option, unfortunately, is to unalive them.
Again, we've got these people that actually want to kill us, these people that come to this country illegally, these people that want to rob us, have no good intentions. As much as I hate to say it, it might just be easier just freaking starting a war and letting these people be the casualties.
European drivers losing interest in electric vehicles.
Yeah.
Interest in purchasing electric vehicles among non-electric vehicle owners is declining, particularly in Europe, where only 41% of non-electric vehicle drivers said they would consider buying an electric vehicle, down 10 percentage points from last year. The primary reason cited by non-electric vehicle drivers for hesitance in adopting electric vehicles is the high cost of purchase, especially in Europe, where 43% of respondents identified price as the main barrier.
They don't get to make demands.
They only respond to it.
These are demands of the fucking Muslim sheiks that deserve to be fucking culled from this country. Demonstrate consistency in foreign policy, including applying the same legal and moral standards to all states, whether the allies or adversaries. When do the instruments of Birmingham Mosque get to decide foreign policy? See the problem with a conflict with a country like Iran as potential attacks against oil from deranged jihadists. I say, cull them all. Dispose of them. If not, fucking send them back to where they belong. The Middle East. It is what it is, though.
And it was what it was. Amazon's AI shift. Fewer jobs, smarter tools. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy announced the company is using over 1,000 generative AI applications, which will reduce some current jobs. Amazon's 2024 report shows revenue growth and a workforce of over 1.55 million employees, with the company investing $100 billion in AI in 2025.
Wait. Iran funds the mosques in the UK. I say we cull them. Kick them out. What else is there?
Trump mobile phone launch beset by errors.
What else is there?
Let's see.
California NGOs is spraying food bags and driving to multiple cities a day to deliver groceries to illegals so they don't have to leave their homes during ICE raids. Criminals. Deport them.
UK universities see spike in student cheating cases involving AI tools. UK university reported nearly 7,000 confirmed cases of students cheating with AI tools like ChatGPT during the 2023-2024 academic year, a sharp rise from the previous year. Experts believe many more cases go undetected due to the difficulty of proving AI misuse. While some students use AI responsibly, institutions are grappling with how to manage and integrate the technology securely.
Yeah.
Hydrogen tax credit fight pits Republicans against oil and gas industry.
Trust me, they're always in the back, oil and gas.
Oh yeah. 7 hubs that include oil and gas, renewable energy, and utility companies want the Senate to preserve hydrogen tax credits through 2029. Hydrogen companies can receive a tax credit per kilogram of fuel produced for 10 years after beginning construction.
What do you think do you think there's still a chance we can take back our country?
It is possible. There is going to be a challenge with those who do not know about what goes on in this world, like behind the scenes. There has to be a way of explaining the situation to them in a way they can understand. Because everyone may not see the world like we do. And there has to be a way of explaining that to them. Because, well, different news sources say, or at least they tell the story in different ways. Like, they can use different phrasing in a way that, to the point, the story is made out to be something else.
Yes.
That's strange. Tapping therapy. Emotional freedom technique, EFT, or tapping, is a wellness trend that combines acupressure and affirmations to reduce stress and anxiety. One study found tapping outperformed cognitive behavioral therapy, but critics call the evidence on the more than 200 studies weak. Despite skepticism, celebrities like Pink and best-selling author Nick Ortner support it, and millions have completed sessions on the tapping solution app. Well, that's the first time I'm hearing about this. WestJet cyber attack remains unresolved 1 week in, but operations unaffected. WestJet, Canada's second largest airline, reported a cyber attack beginning late last week that remains unresolved as of June 20th, 2025. The breach occurred just ahead of the G7 summit in Canada's. How do I say this? G7 summit in Kananaskis, Alberta. Kananaskis.
Alberta.
Yes, last weekend. although no direct link between the two events have been found. Hackers gained access to WestJet's internal systems, leading to occasional glitches or disruptions on the airline's website and mobile app. So
Is
flight
this
operations.
okay?
What is?
Being employed as an agency staff cleaner as a hotel chain between 2015 and 2019 to 2025, I've worked as a full-time member of the staff for this hotel. I sometimes do supervisors too for exchange, extra pay. I move between three hotels in my area, depending on where they need to be. Two of them are open to the public and one isn't. The one that isn't is open to the public isn't safe to work in. Me and some other girls refused to clean it in the past, but two of them were agency and got fired. Now it's just me and the other who got a written warning. We have to always be partnered up in groups of two when cleaning it, so it takes us a lot longer to clean every time too. Instead of us splitting up to separate rooms, we have to stick together. Do you want to know the reason why? Because they're scared of being raped by these fuckers in these hotels. They need to be culled. For fuck's sake. Ain't that against the fucking law?
Surely there has to be a law that states that you can't do that.
There's a law against that.
But there we go.
Women and men have to be at least be able to work in a safe environment where they don't feel like their lives are in danger. That is part of the fucking civil service code, or basically the basic jobs, the basically employment act, ain't it?
That has to be.
It is part of the employment act. I'm pretty sure it is. It's stated verbatim. Employers must create a safe environment for Employers must create a safe environment for employees to do their job effectively without fear of harm and fear of death. Anything else?
RFK Jr. says Starbucks set to further make America healthy again its menu. Starbucks CEO met with RFK Jr. to promote a cleaner, healthier menu, but critics say additives and sugars still dominate the ingredients list. Consumers flagged concerns about ingredients like monoglycerides, citric acid, seed oils, and high sugar levels, with one sandwich alone listing 19 additives and drinks exceeding daily sugar limits. Starbucks says it's evolving, cutting 30% of its menu and testing sugar-free and protein-packed items to tap into the $6 billion wellness market and counter declining sales.
Interesting. Scum from Somalia, who's just arrived in Ireland by boat without documentation, claims a lawyer is helping to bring his wife and 7 fucking freeloaders into this country. He now wants to pocket money for a free house and many other taxpayers' money from European taxpayers. Thoughts? Deport the fucking codger, and he refuses, get rid of him. Dispose of him like the trash he is. We don't want these scum in our country. And I think the world would be. In fact, here's my honest opinion. We should use our nuclear weapons we have and fucking nuke Somalia. We should nuke Africa. We should glass it. Third world savages need to be fucking gone. We should just nuke them. Nuke all of Africa. Nuke Nigeria. Nuke Somalia. Get rid of them. But they'll never do it, will they?
No, they won't.
We should, but they never will.
They won't, no. Images from Earth's largest digital camera to be revealed. The world's largest digital camera, constructed as part of the Legacy Survey of Space and Time, is scheduled to release its first set of images to the public on Monday.
Did you know that they're now the UK is now collecting data sets of children or babies as soon as they're born?
Dear, why? What use would that be to anyone? It's an invasion of privacy.
It's supposedly to be tied in with the freaking social credit score.
Yeah, but shouldn't at least wait till the children are old enough to make decisions on their own
They don't
before they
care.
could? Well, of course they don't care. You can't put young children into a social credit system too soon, especially if they're not at the age where they can make decisions on their own. It's just a way to go after the parents and leech off
Douglas
whatever they have
Carswell
left.
to publish Shamima's law. This will allow us to deport people born in the UK to migrant parents who side with our enemies, such as Hudu Amori, leader of Palestinian Action. Do you support this? Yes. What else is there?
I'm looking for what else there is. So Newsday, and of course, what everyone's talking about. I'll give them credit. That's a major distraction from a lot of stories this evening.
What other stories are coming out?
10 months after sinking, super yacht is lifted from the seafloor off Sicily.
What else?
In the early hours of August 19, 2024, the Bacian super yacht sank off the coast of Sicily, killing the craft's owner, Mike Lynch, his daughter, and 5 others. On Saturday, June 21st, the Bacian was lifted from the seafloor on Sunday, June 22nd, and it will be taken to the Sicilian port of Termini Imerese. Colombia protester Mahmoud Khalil, released from detention, arrives in New Jersey.
Now this terrorist deserves to be fucking killed as well.
Mahmoud
What should we
Khalil,
do? He's basically saying we should all fucking go. That basically the white people should basically fuck off in our own country. The guys in our country. The guy deserves to be killed. It's not his country. Too many of them in this place. In London as well. So Londistan. So what else is there?
I think that's us.
Right.